And GODSENT with a heavenly performance as the Swedes do best. Fnatic, their second loss in total so far in the Pro League. So that's certainly got a couple of heads turning. I'm going to turn mine now to our analysts, none other than YNK and Spun J. Now, Fnatic conceding their second loss, but it's on Mirage, and it's a convincing start as well from GODSENT. I mean, we asked for win conditions. Almost thankfully we asked for them, Yanko. Was it just individuals, or was there some more structure? Were you surprised by that victory?
I mean, I can't really say there was a lot more structure. We didn't see anything special from them on the T side, right? It was mostly the usual stuff, a couple of executes towards A, or just trying to walk in behind Twist, and then it was a matter of Fnatic playing a bit passive on their CT side, which allowed GODSENT to get the bomb down, and at that point, it's where you can have your individual players step up and make a play.
For me, it was that early tussle. You know, there was the force by stuff going back and forth within the 2 rounds, but then the GODSENT were able to stabilize and they went up to a decent lead, right? And Schneider was the man who was putting a lot of the frags on the board early, which really propelled them. There were a lot of these rounds which Janko was talking about where they were just going in behind players into bomb sites. They didn't even really get mid-control that well early. And then Fnatic with those early economical struggles, it kind of bled through. They tried double AWPs early. I think we saw Lecro pick it up as a secondary AWP. We saw Crims pick it up as a secondary AWPer. And in the past, it's actually been golden. So it's just weird that they're getting so many different people to do that. 11-4 on the CT half, being the 4, is not fantastic. You definitely want to be getting more rounds on the board than that. And the only ones they were able to post up were very scrappy with UMPs, where people made individual plays. Really. Yeah, Flusher did some cool stuff at A ramp, picked up an AWP. It's just like, from Fnatic, it wasn't what we were used to.
Sure, but what we perhaps weren't expecting as well was new blood. None other than Freddie B stepping in for Pit. Of course, we saw him absent from them in their first game versus Mouse Sports, albeit brief, but we get to see a couple of highlights from him. And, you know, top of the scoreboard, 26 frags from him, only 8 from Twist. He was kind of pulling the weight where otherwise it was not being pulled.
Absolutely, had the most ADR on the server as well, 114. So great game from him. A bit surprising that Twist was underperforming so much, but I mean, at the end, it doesn't really matter as long as you get the win. And I think this is another evidence to why Mirage is the worst map for Fnatic at the moment out of all the maps that they do play.
Yeah, I just think something else to note here is the fact that the scoreline was 16-12, but it's one of those games where it just felt like GODSENT were going to close it regardless. Some of the things that Fnatic were doing on their CT side was a couple of misplayed rounds, like the one round where Flusher was at Tetris area. He wasn't actually at Tetris, but at the ramp, and he was waiting. It was just super passive when they didn't need to be. They could have taken Jules as a team, or at least he could have played for information, and from there, stuff kind of spiraled out of control. But this was a very convincing win to GODSENT, regardless of the score.
I mean, we've also hailed, you know, previous Fnatic rosters for being the kind of they were part of the Force by culture alongside the French, you know, running around with what was essentially, you know, Tech-9s, now what seems to be CZs. I mean, what do you make of all this, Chad?
Look, we just need a moment of silence. Henry wanted a funeral for the Tech-9. I've prepared this lovely little rest in peace sign for the Tech-9, and I think if we can just give it maybe 3 seconds of silence for this weapon that is gone, but not forgotten. All right, fantastic. Well, it's great that we still have a lot of overpowered pistols in the game to keep Force Buys really interesting, but the Tech-9 isn't being used at the moment, nor is the 5.7. I was checking out some cheeky stats on everyone's favorite HTV.org, and it doesn't even appear in the most used weapon category anymore. So definitely not in the on the graces of the gods, the Counter-Strike gods.
And it was said yesterday by Yanko, but it's worth reiterating for those that are unfamiliar, perhaps not necessarily always staying on top, more of a casual viewer, that there was not a change to the CZ75. This pistol has been in this shape for a while now, for an extended period of time. It is simply just the alteration to the Tech-9. We've seen this now, the CZ take over into the Foray, and nothing's changed from it. Like, this was the same pistol people had access to for what's been probably like a 6-month period. It's only recently falling into flavor.
I think people just think that the nerf that the Tech-9 got makes the gun simply not viable.
Have you tried it?
CZ is the alternative. I haven't, and the biggest problem with it is that its running and gunning, you know, capabilities have been seriously diminished, and that's why you bought the pistol in the first place, right? How many times do we see it on train T side? Teams buy just Tech-9s, you know, maybe a couple of Deagles, a lot of utility. They go for that outside execute, and because of their ability to, you know, run quickly through the smokes, pop flash through them, and create just chaos, they were actually able to win those rounds when they perhaps couldn't with a proper buy round with guns.
I mean, Tech-9 armor almost became synonymous with a Force Buy, right? You'd say Tech-9 armor, and I mean, for a 2K, you can be, you know, 4 or 5, as you mentioned, running into the site.
You could do some amazing stuff. You do like full bomb site executes on a map like Cage with all the smokes and Tech-9s, and you could just constantly push through, and you could make some magic happen, right? Here's the problem we have, Alex. Valve are not going to be content with the fact that the pistols are in a position, you know, which is quite nice. which is, hey, we don't get that anymore. We're not going to have as much of that. Sure, the CZ replaces it a little bit, but it's still not super run and gun. So they're going to be like, hey, we want to make this viable, so we're going to change it to make this still part of the game. So soon we'll see the changes come in, but they like to take their time, the old boys at Valve.
Okay, Volvo, but with Cash coming up, the last kind of question I have about this pistol shenanigan is simply towards you, Yanko, and that's just that, do you think the CZ is overpowered? Do you want to shut down the community going all upset about it?
To be honest, I personally, even though I try to play with it as much as possible to get the feel for it, because even before I didn't really use it that much, I still can't really tell. I don't think perhaps it's overpowered, because the gun still has some, glaring issues. Like, for example, the drawing speed, the reload speed, it's painfully slow. The lower kill reward also, that you don't really get that much economy even if you get kills. But I can see where people who advocate for it are coming from, because sometimes just close range, when someone just runs into you and you have a CZ, it's very difficult not to get the kills because of the fact that it's simply just an automatic pistol.
Yeah, and I mean, outside of that as well, people had the P250 headshot removed close range. The CZ does still have that. So do remember that there is still that one-shot capability to just one pistol, and that's perhaps why we're seeing it in our games. Next game, Cash. Thoughts? And are you frowning at me? Am I incorrect there?
Deagle, I mean, but
Deagle as well, yeah. That's a bit more of a
5.7.
5.7's changed as well.
They changed to 5.7.
They don't have it?
No,
don't
have
the 5.7 damage got a fall off as well, I think.
I know there's been too many pistol changes.
Let's not get into technicalities.
Yeah, leave the technicalities for the people who know what they're talking about.
The analysts.
Yeah. Whew. Anyway, where were we, Alex, before we get in trouble?
I was hoping we'd be talking a bit about Cash.
Okay.
GODSENT have already rocked the boat. This is the Fnatic that have just been running away with Pro League, and they've just knocked in their arse on Mirage.
Yeah, you would say this is the dream if you're a team like GODSENT that relies on individual players getting Mirage and Cache, because you're just able to go around the map and be relatively individual. It wasn't that they were individual in any sense on their T side. It was just they were playing more of a wolf pack style of CS, going together and trading out onto bomb sites. They're actually given a lot of leeway by Fnatic's CT side. So I think we'll see a lot of that again. And we have in the past, I know they loved hitting their B side. I think that was against Envious earlier in the season, and we watched a lot of Counter-Strike. So I think GODSENT, a lot of the same in their approach. Flipping over to the Fnatic side, they love going for the default and going for that mid control, and they do it quite well. Use their Molotov's utility well, and this is where I think a player like Crims is going to have a lot more influence on that T side for sure.
Entry Crims, the new look Crims. We're kind of gone are the days where we just talk about him being the anchor to bomb sites. He's a new player, new man. Yeah,
I like to see this from him. A bit of versatility out of these guys. It's something that has to constantly happen in Counter-Strike, because Crims was really good at being the B anchor on the map, and once he gets found out, once you work out his tendencies, then it becomes very difficult to hold that position. Sure. Had the same problem with players like JKS. He was fantastic at doing it, but once you get looked into, then you're in trouble and you have to move him around. I think he plays the A bomb site now, and he does a very similar thing over there. So he's just able to be a bit more versatile in his current form.
I mean, is there a discussion to be had about the fact that Dennis was just playing against his old teammates on maps? He's probably played with his old teammates a great deal of time. Surely there is an understanding that he has that other players would simply just never get.
I guess there is to an extent. I mean, obviously it's a different team game leader, a different style of play for Fnatic. But, if the players are playing the same spots, their tendencies, right? You know how they like to react to certain situations in general, whether they like to play more aggressive or more passive. But I think at the end of the day, it's just like another game for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely not a professional player, but I'd still find that this game it either drives me to just go absolutely ham, or I'm going to be triggered as soon as I die.
I think there's always going to be a little bit in there, right?
Flusher just got me. I know he does that.
Yeah, there's going to be little things like that, and there's always when you change roster, especially when it's domestic, right? Had the same thing in Australia. I'm sure you probably have the same thing in Serbia. There's always a little bit of argy-bargy in terms of the way you talk about your ex-teammates. It's like a breakup. It's never honky-dory. You're never mates. You might say you are. You might say, we're still friends. We'll go out for a beer. Nah. You're not mates at all. You might smile. You might say, how you going? But
that inside, of course.
Yeah. We've all been there. We've all been there after some Worms Pro League. It's always fun.
Oh, my God, I do miss the Worms Pro League. Never got to participate in it, of course.
So miss something that you've never actually tried. How can you miss it?
It's not the concept. I simply missed the results of. I used to keep track of it. Used to keep track of how it shaped up. But the Counter-Strike of Pro League was also more exhilarating, and it will be as we are preparing for Cash. Sounds like we've just been given the 60-second warning. The horn has gone off in my ear, and that means I'm just needing a team name, gents, for Cash. Do we get to see that Fnatic get that 11th on the board?
Yes.
Yeah, Fnatic.
Right, okay, GODSENT. It looks to be a flash in the pan according to our analysts. We're going to see what our casters have to say. It is Hank the Tank and Sado the... We'll leave it there.
There's too many things I could say about myself. You know what I think the analyst desks have become? Us finding out more about Chad's life. That's all it is. It's just self-indulgent, the golden boy these
What
days.
did you find out?
Well, that he doesn't actually like his old teammates. He's bitter about it, that he wouldn't have a beer with them.
But he did make me a poster for the Tech 9.
He did make you a poster. I think more effort could have gone in there, if I'm honest.
I think he was working with what he had here, let's be fair. A printer and the internet. But he did what he could. I appreciate it.
More than most people have these days. Where's the crayons?
Yeah,
Where's the colored paper?
I'm not sure. I'll have to see whether we can
The
sort it
glue
out.
that I didn't eat?
Cash map. And apparently the boys think Fnatic are going to take it. I tend to agree. I feel like Mirage is probably one of Fnatic's weaker maps right now after seeing what I just saw. It wasn't too convincing for them. They are very good on Cash, so we have seen some great results here from them on this particular map, especially when they first had their initial inception with this lineup. But we'll have a look at the setup here. So we've got some on the CT side and Fnatic on the T side of Cash. I'll have a look at the buy, shall I?
You shall, if you'd like to.
No Deagles or anything, or PT50 spotted, but we have got 2 smokes here. Oh, PT50 for flush, there it is. Last minute, he brings it out. You know, like I said, I did tweet a few weeks ago, this would be a lot more prevalent, I think, in T-pistols. It makes sense. But Flusher will be wielding it. And 2 smokes still to work with here in terms of the initial setup. It's a default for now. No one really going towards A main. You have got 2 players boosted up, JW and Lecro, holding towards mid and B storage. Looks like a B split will come in eventually. Smokes to be deployed. Ooh, be careful there, Crims. Lucky to be alive. Smoke towards highway. And we'll start our commitment towards middle here. Try and find those frags.
Good twist. Ooh, has to be careful behind the bags as well because he's been found out. Fight valiantly to get yourself out of a tight position. He may get some help, and does get some help from Freddy B, who is going toward A. As Lecro goes toward B, however, the bomb shall do the same. Thankfully, they've wrapped around in the correct direction on the GODSENT side. And they've got the manpower to make it actually a 5-man clean sweep in the pistol round. 3 kills to Freddy in the end.
Not too bad. Maybe GODSENT have got some grounds to win this one. Nice start from them with the silenced USPs once again. It'll be Freddy B, who's been playing great tonight. That was a firm commitment towards middle and towards the B area as well, but couldn't really get going whatsoever. Force spy from Fnatic with no bomb going down. Pretty common stuff. Like we said, it is the death of the Tech 9. I think I've officially announced it now.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing.
You're welcome.
And we'll be Deagles, CZs, and right now, 1 flashbang to work with here. Dennis is thinking about getting that first frag, and he's thought about it, decided he will get it, and takes down JW. Nice work, 5 on 4. Not really much else he has to do here. He can just hold that tight angle. It's golden towards the end of the door, but Freddy B's watching that. Spam damage from Dennis there. Won't find anyone on the other side just yet.
Crims with his crosshair placed toward the vent position. No one going to push through. Schneider and Disco actually going to sit comfortably back inside of the site. So the 1 SMG and then 4 rifles. I kind of miss the potential that the SMGs used to have. Undoubtedly, everyone go toward them, but I'm still in favor of bringing out a majority of rifles, I think, especially as of late.
Yeah, me too. I always have. But kill comes back in return. Flusher known to be very good with the CZ. I'll take Oral Twist down, who had a very quiet game, but they still managed to win the first map of Mirage. Time ticking away now, as we'll make our final commitment towards A, it seems. Freddy B still challenging towards the A storage. Needs to be careful here. Golden could take him down. He's got the Deagle and find himself a spot of bother here. Crims does find him eventually. And now we've got a man advantage, but not for long, as Dennis starts to go to work with that M4.
Goes back out with the pistol because he knows he's done damage, but he needs to find the shots. Thankfully, his team is quick to the case. Quicker still, Crims with the Deagle in his face. It's going to be Dennis immediately thereafter, however, to make it 2-0 for GODSENT. I'm heaven sent, don't you dare forget. It's a brand new quote.
You're looking at me like I should know
It's
that.
from Okay, I Believe You, But My Tommy Gun Don't.
You've showed me that song before.
It's a great song.
Yeah. Fully eco now for Fnatic. Glocks is all they have. And Chopper Schneider there towards the B bomb site. It's going to be an A rush. And we'll see whether they can get anything done here. Plan would be great. Freddy B Gets one. I think that's all he'll get. A little bit clumsy there with the M4 there. Once again, well in front of their defensive line where they have to be to challenge against Glocks, but they only give 1 kill away, so I can't be too mad about it.
You can be, and you should be, Hank. I know you.
It's need to think of that. Every kill is very important. Just make sure you don't do anything to give it away. 3 kills over Dennis. 3-0 for GODSENT. And we'll see whether they can do anything as we get into not so much a bonus round here. Like you said, it was a rifle focus for the GODSENT boys here, so no SMGs to bring over. It's a Famus, but Twist has the AWP. Schneider getting in the smoke as Twist pushes towards the squeaky door here. Does he go any further? I'm not so sure just yet. First shot for JW. That's towards middle. That was Schneider, as I mentioned, hiding in the smoke. He'll get punished for it. No one else in middle to back him up. So an early lead, gifted almost by GODSENT there, 5-4.
Micro goes aggressive toward the highway position. Goes out, Disco repositions in the back of the site, they get aggressive. 8 peeks at the right time, finds 2. Dennis contributes as well. Bomb goes down. It's still just a 1-man advantage, but with the bomb down, they buy themselves time. The problem is they're locked into the site with the smoke toward the tree. And JW, with it dissolved, crosses just in time to evade the damage of a potential M4. But negative on the intruders, and so too the flames that do not reach to where he was planting. He can now hold the access point exactly as he shall do. Just as rotated around, that's going to catch them off, however. AWP in position, Crims trades out.
Done it.
And you're right, they have done it, Henry.
That's not too bad at all, is it? The retake begins, and it works out very nicely indeed. Dennis has been having an absolute blinder this evening. Same story for Disco Doppler in that round, especially 2 kills for him. Twist finished things off with the AWP. 2 players surviving as well after losing the initial frag. Schneider there, caught in the smoke. They managed to hold off the B attack and get the defuse in. It's 4-0. And with the bomb down, falls their DOS bonus. It's still a buy available for Fnatic. Not the best, though. They might just take a partial here. I would be buying this, to be fair. There it is. Come in. UMP will be the compromise here. Golden no nades. Lekro no nades. But they have got firepower. Maybe boosting up towards middle. Smoke coming in. We have been following the smokes as we go. Cash smokes are pretty well defined. Oh, this is quite complex, though. Where does this go? Towards highway, it seems. That looks like it's going to hit the spot. It's going to go to Freddy B to spray them down. Could have got more out of that one. Gets 1 kill, but Twist shutting it up and crossing to the side here. And they'll be pincering him in. 3-on-2. Surely around for Fnatic at this point.
Disco backs away toward CT spawn. It's Golden that's going to try and jump up and get the lineup toward the truck. Nearly does, but instead decides the plant more important, even though they're at a minute 14. It's early in the round. Terrible smoke, rather. Perhaps by design to go along with the other one. Perhaps not. Either way, it gets him back to quad where he wishes to reside, at least for the remainder of the time by which the bomb ticks. 1 kit, Schneider has it. Disco goes aggressive, gets between the flames and the bomb, but wants Golden. That means wrapping around and bypassing. JW's looking the wrong direction. Spray transfer is rather, I guess, erratic, but still, it's Disco to close it down, and they will get the round and make it 5-0. I think they've got that.
Oh, okay. I couldn't really hear of your
I know,
voice.
I do, Bulikon. Henry, it's a sad day for you.
Yes, it is.
One of your legends, your icons, a person who you wished many times that you could be and lived vicariously through has passed.
It is a great shame, Matthew. Hugh Hefner has passed away. I have to thank him for all the good times. And we've got a little tribute to him there in the bottom left. We'll have that buddy to symbolise what he did for the world.
Rumor has it your birthday party there next year is actually cancelled as a result.
It might be. I have to thank him for what he did for me. The 10-minute preview they used to do every Friday night got me through some hard times as a boy. And, yeah.
As a boy. I like that you made that
just
stipulation. Yeah, that was good. I like that.
Before the internet. We'll keep that rabbit there. That's not bad. Well, for now, it's Schneider going down first. A fast approach here, but Doppler, he is affected by the flashbang, but can't find the kill. It'll be Golden to take him down. It should be around for Fnatic, but it all falls apart once again. Twist doing work once more, but still Crims and Lekro chiming in to presumably win the round. Freddy B, who has been playing very well this evening, coming in from A main. Bomb not planted, still has plenty of time to work with here.
Planted again. Last retake was successful because they had the manpower to go with it. Freddy does not this time. He sits by himself at a 1 versus 2. M4 to work with. 2 flashes and a nade. But he'd better drink his haterade, because he's got to get fierce. Spots the ladder. Nade thrown as a direct result of it. Just damage onto Electro, but never considered that Crims could have been in the corner, and he certainly was.
There it is. Fnatic do pick up their first round. A fast approach towards the A side. You can see their rounds have been close here. They have been kept very modest. They can afford an AWP, but they'll be forced buying for sure here. This was Twist getting things done for Connect. I think it's the second shot as well. There it is. Lovely. He had a very quiet performance from Mirage. Starting to see him starting to get in the zone now. He's only on 4 kills, to be fair. So it's still not what I'm looking for just yet. But he is being assertive, pushing with that squeaky door and getting kills in that manner. He will be going towards B this time. Knows he has to push the smoke. He can't really allow his teammates to hold on for full execution, and that's a good shot. Pushing through the smoke, Flusher didn't see it coming, and now Twist with full control of the B bomb site. Got a boost going on here as well. I like this. If they get the boost up there with the Silence M4, this is looking promising for GODSENT. They could actually win this round.
Tough ask, but Schneider gets up on top of the boost. As you mentioned, that could give them the position they need. Freddy downed immediately now. Caught between the boxes on spray through smoke. That might indicate that he was trying to boost a teammate. Schneider's playing the light, which gives him an angle into a main, but it gives Crims the same, and they were exactly that, looking for him.
Well, that should be in now. They might choose to save the AWP. It's up to Disco Doblin, who is hiding in smoke once again. UMP in hand, not an ideal weapon, but maybe he can find something here. Ooh, not quite the damage though. That's spot one towards A main, but that should be him going down as JW takes down Dennis at the same time. It will be Twist to try and recover this situation, but no kits, no nades. He got the opening kill, but that's all they really got in this round. 5-2. Fnatic start their campaign here on Cash. 2 rounds in a row. Should be an eco into the next one. If Twist can stay alive here, there's always a chance these AWPers can carry in eco situations, but the way he's playing this evening, maybe it's not going to be enough. They might just get PG50s and try their best into the next.
Well, it does give Fnatic their second round, so they limit what could have been much worse. Good timing on the peak. They lose 1, but get the AWP down, as you mentioned, and it could indeed be an eco, and will be, I think. It goes without saying, given the money, Hank. I just thought I'd say it anyway.
They lose everything. The replay of the AWP going down, picked up by Crims. And the full eco comes in, not a single dollar invested into round number 8. The AWP JW heads towards middle, might just take down Twist here. Schneider, ooh, okay, I thought he was going to push past that. Might have found a kill, but nothing to speak of just yet. This should be a very easy round for Fnatic. And GODSENT will just be lucky if they get a couple of kills though.
Ooh, is Golden going to try and jump around to the position on the top of the garage or not? Either way, it doesn't matter. He's down now inside of Cubby. But Crims will be the one to take charge instead, to go toward Highway. Pistols sitting well back. Not going to be much they can do as Freddy peeks toward Highway in hopes that potentially a teammate could peek out. Twist in this case from the Z connector, but I think this round is going to reach its natural conclusion by way of the fact that Fnatic has slowed things down, as you would much prefer in an anti-eco situation.
Yeah, trying to avoid the rushes.
What's wrong with the Russians? I like matchmaking with them.
They are friendly guys. But there it is. It's going to be 3 kills for the Fnatic side. I'm not sure we can do much else here. GODSENT maybe 1 kill, but that's even a bit of a stretch. Nice dink. There we go, Freddy B. He's had good aim all evening, so that's nice work by him. Takes down Flush Up. And the 3rd round comes in for Fnatic. They've got 3 in a row. After going down 5-0, they're looking much better here.
Dennis heads over to try and get guns and exits, but gets greeted and won't even get that much out of it. 5-3 now as Fnatic starts to get closer. I see a lot of people asking about the crosshair in chat. That seems to be the main talking point. It's the new crosshair. Hank.
What are they thinking about?
Why the crosshair is looking like this. WTF, I don't know what that means. Is this crosshair? What's wrong with the crosshair?
All right, let's change it back, please, Rush, to the original, and we'll see what the feedback's like after that. So press the bind, and we'll...
Bring the bunny back.
The bunny has gone. So we're going to go back to this crosshair. We'll give you what you want. We're happy to do that. Let's see how much you miss it now. It's gone. 5 and 4. Twist. Wanted to get aggressive. They didn't have the AWP, I don't believe, so he'll be trying to get that initial pick. Got taken down. That was JW to find him.
What's that distracting line above the crosshair?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Why is it all that?
I don't know what that line is. Oh, JW, speaking of a line, tries to fire through a wall without using the glass, the optics on top of the AWP. Did you know that those optics are brought to you by Gunner?
You what?
The scopes on the AWP.
Right, what are you on about?
Just go with it, Henry. It's one of those things they do.
I don't get the joke there.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. Dennis gets to locker. This could be a good position as well because they just start to throw smokes toward A, which indicates that they're going to wrap back around from outside of A main and potentially take the position toward him. However, instead they go for the boost, perhaps looking for the fake. JW reads it like a book.
Not a very good one.
Didn't have enough pictures for me.
No, exactly. Dennis does get taken down. 5 and 3. No nades to speak of, but Freddie B, he's still fighting back. Golden drops and into the Disco Doppler. Surely gets nothing done here. Fnatic looking too strong, stifling the B-bomb site. As Schneider has to try and hold them off. I think he'll be dropped momentarily as well. That nade might just do it. It will indeed. Fnatic really coming to life now after losing the first 5. That's 4 in a row. So the loss bonus suddenly accumulating for GODSENT, but that's not really enough on the CT side. You don't get the bonus of the bomb going down, and the weaponry is more expensive generally. So there it is. The final kill comes through, and JW with 3 kills in a round. He took down Twist to open things up. At the time, and then went towards the B-bomb site. And you can see that grenade coming in to finish off Disco Doppler. On your head, son. And he'll be taken down. 5-4. And it has to be an EQ now. Partial buy. I think we can see the 5-7. Schneider still believes in the 5-7. He hasn't committed to the dark side yet.
Alex is starting to believe too, Henry.
He always was. He never stopped believing.
Don't stop. Schneider. Gonna push up towards the wooden box. He'll get in the corner. As Disco, with his back turned toward A main, is actually tasked with watching the top of highway, where in which Lecro wishes to encroach upon the A side. He's getting closer and closer on the AK-47, but he's spotted out, and Disco wins the duel with the P250. AK is going to be so tantalizing, but knowing that they were that far up middle, it's likely baby sat. Crims, ooh, wrong time to get off of it, though. It's going to be Twist to pick up the gun and get taken down. Good reaction. Nice muscle memory to know exactly where to aim in the white box.
There it is. Another clean round here for Fnatic by the looks of things. Oh, maybe not. Disco Doppler with a nice shot towards JW. Takes him down with that PD-50. Now it's a 3-on-3, so this might get quite uncomfortable here. A chance for the CTs here, but Crims, and whereas ever, takes down a player at highway. It's going to be Freddie B. Dennis gets one of his deagle, but that looks like that's all he'll get. It's going to be Disco Doppler with 30 points of health, with a flashbang as well on the AK-47. Making his way in. Might as well see if he can make something of this. Against Flusher and Crims, and they've got a pretty stern crossfire from the bomb site and the checker room.
Disco's going to lead it. Go back in. Holding bomb from exactly where he put it on the ground. Crims has an angle to watch the cross with Flusher. And we go 5-5, so Fnatic respond. Remember, if they win this, they will be on 11 wins for the season. They failed to find that tally and total in the first map. GODSENT, surprisingly, as you say, took them down. I thought that they looked a better team throughout the game in itself, if I'm completely honest with you.
They did in the first 5 rounds as well, but we're all tied up here. Double AWP setup. GODSENT trying to adjust what they can. Disco Doppler, like I said, he used to be the AWPer. Previous lineups like Epsilon. But JW, though, knowing there's a player towards MBK, that's Twist, as the Flames encroach on his position. He does drop the smoke, but there's so much raining towards him. He will pull back just about. Smoke actually helps him out in that regard. Twist, this time with the AWP towards quad.
Smoke down. That smoke covers the door. It means Twist has an access plan to get back inside of the site. I thought that was going to nail Golden, in fact, as he stacked down to 39. Put him in the grave, but it will start to dig it. Rusty Spade, a counter boost inside of mid. Dennis gets up, gets spotted, and realizes he has to get away, and unfortunately that's a harder task than said than done, if you will, as Flusha already spots him out, but they still somehow, as Freddie B gets 2 kills with his Lekro and JW, win out the exchange in middle. And he's gone low, so to his Dennis, doesn't matter because Schneider's brought into a position of effect, and all 3 of them win out effectively the round as they go to a 4-on-2.
4-on-2, good job there. Especially from Dennis picking up that key frag, and it will be Crims and Golden now trying to do what they can in this situation. In terms of the money, it must be swollen beyond belief now. We have got our 7k on each player, but Twist, he will be shutting down Crims towards middle. Now it's up to Golden. If he gets the bomb down, that'd be something. He might just do that as well. He has no idea the complete A site is open, but Twist waiting for him, should be hitting that shot for days. Nails it, and it will be GODSENT bouncing back and taking the lead once more. Be very careful here. This is a reset round, but they did keep 4 players alive. What will cost them in terms of reinvestment, in terms of the utility? Let me have a look at where they sit after that. So Dennis with almost nothing. Freddie B just over $1,000. Similar story for Schneider as well. So it'll still be a dramatic reset for them, but still got the double orbs out. Kits, all smokes, incendiaries and flashbangs. And a stab in the back once again. Don't know why that happens almost every game I cast. Freddie B gets stabbed by Dennis with a knife.
Yeah, what is that? Is that Dennis saying like I didn't want you on Fnatic, I don't want you here? I don't understand. Silent protest?
Maybe. Wasn't very silent.
No,
very
it's
graphic.
Yeah, very. Oh, it's hard to watch. Can't stomach that level of graphic.
Well, it's going to be a 4-on-3, like I said, a reset round, so GODSENT needs to be very careful there. But I should tie things up here. The Twist still alive, can always be a thorn in their side. It's going to be a good shot from Schneider there in the connector. Finds Golden. He was by himself towards middle, but the bomb still towards Squeaky Door. Backed up by JW at A main as well. No orb for him this time, and Schneider get information they have left. Twist by himself with the AWP. Missed one shot. Their round's going to be falling apart. Holds a position where he can watch Squeaky Door and A main. Protected from highway for now, but he's got to check so much. You can see what he's trying to do at this point.
Twist, ready. Goes hunting for the player that jumped across, and the double jump of a bunny. Perhaps fueled by Hugh Hefner. Baited him into a second player that was already inside of the game. Main Garage Op will be picked up. Not boosted from quad, but still enough to confidently peek toward the highway position, which is not occupied because Schneider's on flank. Disco's at car. Doesn't really work the same way, does it?
No, it's not. Not your best, but I liked it.
It's not Alu, that's why. Schneider
Exactly.
puts a nade. Oh, man, if he'd gone to the corner, or rather gone behind the quad instead of the corner, he would have flushed them out, but now he realizes they're there, they're fortified. And with kits on both, they still concede, despite being only down 1 man. The retake, not something they fancy. Disco gets a shot, at least, to get away.
That was a nice shot from what I could hear. And to be fair, though, they do get reset, but they saved the AWP in the M4. The money wasn't completely broken, having 4 players survive in the previous, so they can still buy into this. They can drop 2 M4s they really wanted to, be little utility after that, but they are going to do it. So the money not too bad. Fnatic win the round, but they haven't broken GODSENT just yet. The money's okay. A max 7 comes out of a Twist. That's the only compromise here.
I prefer the T-shaped crosshair.
Okay, well, we're going back then.
Hang on.
Nope, it's too late. I've made the decision.
BB
We're going
the
back.
crosshair. Crosshair is going to college. Stripping to make do. Okay, sorry I read that one, but yeah, that's fair.
We're staying with this one for now then. We'll have another fan vote in about 5 minutes.
Probably, yeah. I'll keep my eyes affixed upon the chat. As Crims will keep his
Speed rush, I think.
onto the vents. They are already in there. Look at the amount of smokes down through the skylights. Watch the boost on top of the boxes. They didn't see it. Disco climbed up just as Fnatic had looked away, and JW's attention drawn elsewhere. Meant he had no defense as Crims does get 1 back, but just 1. That's the only one as they sit in a 4 versus 2. He and Flusha to try and win out the round. Flusha's in good position, though. Snyder's going to walk directly into him. So forget what crosshair you want to choose, because all he's going to do is let them walk by it anyway, give the information to Crims, which also means they still don't know where Flusha is, but as they group together, there's a chance they can maybe get back inside of the site.
3-on-2. It's looking so good for GODSENT now, but still a chance after CT's pushing B storage. Gives them a window of opportunity. That was a little bit audacious for my liking, trying to gain all that information, and all he's really done is taking the inside away, and they'll have to split themselves up. 1 player on the A-bomb side once again. It's going to be Dennis this time, I believe. as they head in that position. He is a very, very strong player indeed. He's got 2 flashbangs to work with, holding the quad position. You'll know they're coming now, but the Molotov towards him, actually not, it's towards MBK, so he can actually do something with this. Or maybe not.
I think we need to go to an X for the crosshair. Because X gonna give it to you. Here you go. Sorry, Thorn would appreciate that. He's a big DMX fan. Flusha, 1 versus 2, bomb down, just has to defend it. Gets to a corner position that's actually not bad. It's not one that you check until you go behind the position where he's looking. The forklift, he'll wait to play the sounds. It's not planted wide for him, so he's got to get aggressive early. Good read to position, fires early, and Freddy was never found behind the wall. He walks back out, and he got fingered. It's 6-6.
Oh, dear. Well, there you go, Freddy. 7-6, indeed, GODSENT. Hold on to their lead, but still, well, he has a little bit of an issue on either side. It's going to be round number 14 here. 2 versus 1 clutch there. Didn't really work out, but the T side, it was Dennis that got taken down. We thought, okay, now is a real chance for the T's to win out this round, but couldn't hold off the ensuing counter-terrorists coming in. And we Deagle for Crims, Galil for Golden as well. I've got the offer JW. Whoever win this round pretty much sends the opposition to Aniko in the next. We are burning alive. Oh, goodness. I think that was Disco Doppler caught in the flames for a little bit too long. They might have been flashed at the same time, but Freddy B once again hitting a nice shot with the AK-47, pushing the squeaky door. He takes down Golden. That's why we love Cash so much. The CDs have those opportunities to go for the initial frags and pretty much every choke point on the map. Takes down Golden, falls back as well. Look at the damage inflicted though by the T side. CTs need to be very careful here.
Dennis waits with smoke in his face. As Freddy sits in the corner at quad. Disco goes aggressive from behind the box, but only for 1. Lekro's there to trade it. It's Schneider instead that has to watch them on cross. He will successfully, to some extent, because he pulls Dennis into the picture and into the room. Quite an entrance as well. As it goes 8-6, still for GODSENT on the back of 2 quick kills.
2 quick kills, and it will be the CTs pushing for that first initial frag and shutting down anything Fnatic had in mind. Like I said, whoever won that round will be sending their opposition to Anika. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Fnatic obviously will be force buying with what they can. Sees that across the board. It really is the death of the Tech 9. No one's got it equipped at all on the T side here. Let's get Doppler in a nice position. He could probably get 2 or 3 kills in this. It's a tricky spot to check, especially with that sort of utility being deployed. Oh, follow him. There we go. And I went past him, but he's still alive and kicking here, Matt. Let's him run in. What's the play?
Well, the play is Lekro gets a kill. Not really what you might have been expecting. As Golden gets ready to flash high in the sky, give them a chance as he's picked up an M4. Therefore, he will sit back and allow the pistols to do the close quarters combat and get the information relayed. 4 kits, 4 players. Just that 1 M4 along with 2 CZ75s. Nades and flashes to the site. In fact, pouring flames upon the entire pedestal by which the bomb is planted as Dennis. Good response, has to wrap around. Golden down, and so too is Flusha. Crims is all they have to find. He's smoked off. No one on the bomb. They've got time, and they make sure the time is used effectively.
The retake working out for GODSENT once again after losing, I think it was 5 rounds in a row themselves. They do manage to stabilize and win out the last 3. A fun first half, 9-6 overall in favour of GODSENT. If you're just joining us, this is the second map they actually managed to win out against Fnatic, who are number 1 in the league right now on Mirage. Can they do it again? Find out in the second half after this break.
I have no idea what they're voting on in chat, Henry, but it is going insane.
I assume the crosser.
I assume they're probably voting on it getting us fired, actually, because that would be a quick one, which would obviously be for no, because we're amazing. Just like GODSENT have been, they've got a lead again. They've beaten Fnatic at the first map. They have a 9-6 lead going to the T side on Cash.
Yeah, this is very unexpected considering the form Fnatic have shown in the Pro League so far and the way it's developed as a squad. You'd think they'd be winning this for days. Mirage did a little bit of an anomaly maybe considering that they're not that well versed in it as of yet, but still, Cash, I thought they'd be running away with it. They still can. It's early days. They'll probably win this pistol and get right back into it. But GODSENT, they've got Dennis. We know what he can do with the pistol. You know what he can do.
I know what he can do. But do you, viewer, the one of you that is a giant entity of 14,280? As Lekro backs off, they're going to get aggressive to B. Good find from Lekro. Couldn't quite find the second headshot before getting into the position by which his head was taken off. A guillotine. Disco Doplin sits behind the box. He's allowed his teammates to fourth to the site to plant, and he shall watch the backside as Flusher.
Why are you talking like that?
Was it very Shakespearean of
Yeah.
me? Did you like it?
Sort of, yeah.
It wasn't really planned, actually. I realized I was doing it halfway through the sentence. As Schneider starts to go back up toward the vent, it's a good position to be in because he's actually caught off Flusher, and they will take the site, convincing fashion, but the wrap back around to take middle again, and then vents again, and then like a tornado, they take a 10th round.
They do indeed. GODSENT one step closer to getting the 2-0 here against Fnatic. It was looking promising after getting the first frag as well, but toward the B side they went. Schneider with a decent flank to finish things off as well. His teammate Disco Doplin to hold strong on the bomb side itself. There will be the force buy now from Fnatic. CZ's Deagles and Lekro with the scouts. He's pretty nifty with that weapon. We'll see what he can do. And he's going to have a chance at the first shot there. Fires off and gives his position away, unfortunately. So that might be Freddy B falling back somewhat. Drops a smoke. Just tries to show some presence, but he will be falling back eventually. Smoke towards highway now. Or connector, I should say. Maybe a B split. Knowing there's the scouts there. Misses one shot. It's unlikely. It blows your head off first bullet. And they can try and overload the B bomb side itself now. Nice shot from Twist. Schneider just as good as well. Twist could push towards CD Sport if he wants to. Not required, but sometimes it's nice to be a little flashy.
Twist gets Flusher down. Good shot, controlled with the Galil. Therefore, it's Dennis to take mid because that's pretty much all the threats that remain. GW does get a kill, and as the CTs are going to save for 2 rounds, make it into round 4 before they buy. Saving the UMP gives them something to work with along with the head armor, so this should end as is with an 11th round going to GODSENT, meaning 5 more is all it would be required before we put the icing on the cake. Henry, what kind of icing do you like on a cake? I don't mind mint myself.
Mint? I don't even know mint icing.
Oh, you need to come to Treventureland and have a mint chocolate cake for your birthday.
Treventureland? What's that?
It's that's where I live. I didn't name it. Don't blame me.
I was wondering, is this actually a thing or?
Yeah, Treventureland. It's actually listed on like maps as Treventureland.
Okay.
It's on Twitter. You could check in there.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, I didn't.
I'll book a stay for Christmas Day.
All right, I'll let Mom know.
All right.
We'll get some extra turkey.
Yeah. What, for Jaden or?
Yep. Yeah. She is a spoiled dog.
But it's going to be 11-6 now. This should be GODSENT getting one step closer now. They're looking very good, I have to say. 2-0 coming through against a force by Fnatic. That's no easy feat. But JW, he does manage to hold on to at least a UMP and head armor. So, something to work with here. Dennis once again very quickly towards the checkers. Another B split coming in, but the flashbangs are good for both teams. Dennis, though, will be firing off first. As JW makes his way towards the vent behind them. That's the UMP I mentioned. And they will be getting 1 kill. Now he's got an AK. He can do more of this, and he does indeed.
Oh, wow. I thought
almost fell apart.
I thought he was going to get them all when he came in through the vent, but he gets shut down. Damage did get inflicted. But Freddy still has a chance. Problem is that the bomb is not picked up, and Flush is near enough to the smoke that he could actually push all the way through as we go from eye to eye, flying through the sky, and immediately Flusha gets erased as he walks into Freddy. Fakes, but doesn't hold long enough to make the noise with the bomb, and he'll go back to the AK to try and anticipate where in which the peak and when in which the peak will come through from Crims, because he's starting to work his way back in from the tree. The longer he takes, though, to move, the more Freddy can start to doubt himself.
Ooh, no kit, remember, so Crims has to operate quite quickly here. He is sneaking in with CD Spawn. It's looking quite good. I think he actually wins this one, you know. Oh, maybe not. Freddy B has been on point all night, I have to say. 4 kills for him once again. I guess for him, coming from Epsilon, he wants to prove himself, show what he's made of, and I heard he was a very skilled player. I didn't really notice him that much in Epsilon. I didn't really cast him too much, to be fair, but lots of people have told me that he is very skilled indeed. So I'm sure we'll see something exciting come out of him as the months develop with his team. That's another lovely round by him. Was it going to up against an eco, but it doesn't matter. The round on the board is all that matters.
I'm going to change things up. Apparently the crosshair vote is too close between the T and the regular one, so I'm going to say type 3 if you want a dot. Just a dot.
Okay.
And then we'll vote on Keller that you're going to dye your hair.
Okay.
Not the crosshair. Crosshair stays green.
All right. Well, I've got some hair to dye now. It's kind of growing back.
Do you know why it stays green?
Why?
Oh, flash in. This is good. Crim's not quite good enough. Could have had 2, but not quick enough to the draw. The reload from Freddy. That's the wrong time to do so, but Flusher gets traded back by Twist. It stays green because that's the color of ESEA.
Ah, well, there you go. Perfect. On 3-3 now. GODSENT still with the advantage in this sort of situation, being on the T side here. You can see the CD defense has to be spread thin. They have to work out where they think they should deploy their troops. They've decided to send 2 towards the A bomb side itself. That's JW and Golden. No AWP available, no kit once again, Matt. So that force buy, sure, it came down to the 1v1, but it does hurt them going forward. And we go back towards B. That's where GODSENT have found the majority of their success. Lekro, he's at B open as well. He's towards the connector. Still got time to play with here, but it might not matter. Dennis is hitting absolutely everything right now. Finds yet another headshot towards the dome of Golden.
3's winning the vote, I'm telling you. It's not like I vote manipulated or swayed. So JW sets down A. It's Lycor that goes to B. That's where the action heads. He has to be well and truly ready, but he gets taken down by Twist. That could be the round in itself, and the fact that they'll get the bomb down with ample opportunity to set up a post-plant position before JW is able to arrive. As he gets to the vents, he'll be watched by Twist, not directly. Actually, I take that back. It is directly. I thought he was inside of the site, at the corner where he is now, but he was watching. He couldn't find the kill. He's got to be careful, though, because if his teammate goes down on the platform, he's only got an AWP. They're both on red. Pistol drawn. JW knows the situation, but he, too, only has 1 HP and gets found and downed.
Well, there it is. GODSENT winning out in the 3-on-3 back towards the B bomb site. It's Dennis doing great work towards short there, throwing a spanner in the works here towards our B site. And it comes down to the 2 versus 1, but low HP. Many that could hold them off. And 13-6 now. This is looking to be a battering match. They're going to have to take another partial buy here. CZs, 5.7s, P250s, a bit of armor. Smokes and a flashbang. Let's see if they can do anything about this. Lekra and JW didn't really buy much at all as they focus towards middle here.
Good find, Freddy. Takes down JW. Freddy's going to continue on as the smoke gets thrown and deployed towards the connector. He immediately rounds the corner. It's Dennis instead that got the kill, much to my surprise, as I thought it was Freddy's bullet that landed. But it doth not. Freddy gets Crims, though.
Here he goes. Crims down. Lekra and Golden. Might be able to cause some financial damage here, but I think that's all they'll do. Oh, okay, Lekra. That's a nice shot with a CZ. And he finds an AK-47 as well. Bomb should make his way toward the A side now. That should be round concluded. Save the AK. That might be something. As they'll hit maximum save loss bonus next round. They can probably bring out double AWPs if they want to. Things are getting a little bit desperate now. 5-0 down in the second half.
Right, you can stop spamming. It's been decided. We're going to get a dot in the next map.
Are we really?
If I got anything to do with it, Hank, you're getting a dot.
All right, well, perfect.
Who's your favorite video game character?
Video game character?
Good shot, Lekro. Save the gun. Mine's an NPC.
Okay. Which one?
I think it's Cave Johnson.
Right. Who's that?
The guy from Portal. When you go back in time.
From the original Portal?
No, Portal 2. When you go back in time to like the original test facility where they use the goose. Right, yeah. The portal gun.
And he turns into the potato?
No, he turns his wife into the potato, and the wife eventually becomes Gladys.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't remember that well.
Alex
and I did the co-op.
When life give you lemons, you give the lemons back. Because I don't want your damn lemons. Come on, he's like the best.
Yeah, sounds good. I have to replay it. Been a long time.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, oh, those nades, the airstrike towards middle. It's going to be pretty B and Schneider going down about 30 HP. And we'll see whether the double AWP setup, like I said, from Fnatic will be working out for them. Necro and JW will be wielding those weapons. Go straight towards A here. It looks like a little set piece off the bat. Good flashbang towards A main. No pushing in just yet, though. But it's going to be Doppelin who makes his way towards Squeaky Door. He'll be Molotov'd out. Flush in a decent position now to shut them down. But the flash, that's not helping out too much, but he still definitely gets that kill. And maybe a couple more.
It's J.K. Simmons that actually voices.
Okay.
If you saw his face, you'd know the voice instantly. Do you know who he is?
No.
This man. On my screen.
Oh, I do know.
Yeah, everyone knows him when you see the voice, and then you instantly, or rather the face you associate with the voice. Flush finding two, the voice of God, who's taking away his sending privileges as he takes back two and says, I didn't actually mean to put you on this earth to beat us twice in one night, because they're 2 rounds away from doing exactly that, and if they could find 2 kills, make that 3 in this round, they would be 1. But now it's just down to Schneider in a 1 versus 3. Bomb planted, or planted. Let's calm down, Matt. Let's get your breath here. It's dropped before it could be planted inside of A main. Smoke down to at least grab it. Slight gap that toward truck, potentially, if not, we're looking into it. I can't quite tell with the graphic settings that we're on, but certainly would be down toward the feet, and he's going to try and use it to his advantage instead. 22 seconds. I'm going to surmise that this round is likely done.
I think you might be right there. Initial nade damage at the very start really weakened up the GODSENT side. They couldn't do too much when they went for the final execution. They're trying to just mix things up. They've been doing a lot of defaults so far. First, going around, they know the cities have stabilized, maybe bring out those double orbs to try to execute quickly, but they took a lot of damage at the very start, and then this play from Flusher certainly shut them down as well. AK-47 gets right in their faces, and we'll see whether they have enough money to buy into this one. We certainly do. AK's coming through after winning, I think, 5 rounds in a row. Orb coming out potentially? No, Disco Doppelin only has the CZ. Let me have a look at the residual cash. Yeah, it makes sense. So they have been weakened up. A lot of these rounds have been tight for the GODSENT side. Win this one, Fnatic, and they're back into the game as we'll head towards middle once again. More of those nades coming in to stop the boost coming through. This time not as devastating as they were before.
They have pointed out a flaw in my storytelling. You don't actually go back in time. You just go into the old closed-off levels of Aperture. Yeah.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah. I like in the Cake is a Lie song when it says, when she asks the question about who's going to do science, and it's like, maybe Black Mesa, haha, fat chance. I love how Black Mesa and Aperture make fun of each other in the game as well. Coming soon, a Portal 2 talk show featuring me and probably nobody else, but we'll get there. As GW gets there, takes down Freddy. Starts off the round to good effect for Fnatic. GODSENT struggled to close it out in the last game. Lekro struggles to find a shot. Needs to be bailed out by Golden, but that leaves him in the open. And now GODSENT open a sight up in a 3 versus 3. A CZ75 only for Disco. Therefore, Twist has to be careful as he tries to get the bomb in the sight. He was flashed, stepped on at flames, and now he's going to be Molotov'd off the position by which he wanted to plant. Goes to the outside of the box instead. Makes it harder to hold from B main, but therefore they'll stay in the sight directly. And I think... well, it looked like GW was backing off and discouraged already. What do you say? They concede map point at this point in time? I cannot imagine. He wants a rifle for the retake instead.
They do have a reset next round, Maz. They've got to make a decision here. It's unlikely they win this in a 3-on-2. They have to go all in. Hope for the best. They've got no nades here. Time ticking away as well. That's a nice shot. Could actually do this now. JW causing damage. Same sort of a Flusher as well. And they've actually managed to put it off. Good work. That was a difficult call to make. 3-on-2 situation. No nades to work with there. JW comes out and mows them down from upper. And GODSENT, it wasn't the most efficient way to be set up there. In the open, exposed and panicking a little bit. This was a shot from Disco Doppelin after finding the orb. And Crims, who was boosted on the girders there. And that's going to be money in the bin for GODSENT now. That's a huge play from the two Swedes on Fnatic side. Number 8 and still back to that double orb setup. Managing to recover both of those. Deagles across the board here for GODSENT. I'm not going to do much with this, but oh my goodness, what was that? What's going on?
That's a pretty huge start.
Okay, I'm going to find out. I assume towards B.
Toward B, yeah, absolutely.
That's the orb going down. Quick. The orb gets 1D'd.
I think they're both inside the smoke. I think the other one's right in the doorway.
Okay, we'll find out after.
Flusher, meanwhile, does get one back, but that is a brilliant start for GODSENT. because that's exactly what they need, having forced back the pistols. And Fnatic, remember, they came from 15-7 last game to force double digits before GODSENT closed it on Miragi. Now they've got a chance to get toward the overtime point, or give themselves a better chance to get toward overtime point if they can get successive rounds. Running in a line won't help the chances for GODSENT as Krim stands in the corner and gets everyone, and he makes damn sure he gets everyone as he kills them when they're dead already. He killed them dead, he did.
Here's the replay. Okay, so one was towards middle. Oh, God. And then one was towards B storage. Okay, so it's difficult to follow those frags, and they both happen at the exact same time, but that's all they really get out of that round. That's surprising. You'd think they'd have a real chance of winning that one, but Krim's shutting them right down. And we'll be round number 9 here. Full buy, finally, for GODSENT after losing, I think, 3 in a row. Actually, 4. Let's have a look. It was 3 in a row. Okay. GW the AWP this time, not going too aggressive, but Lekro certainly is. Takes down a player towards the B-bomb site. Dennis dropped and looking for double digits. Planning not out of this just yet. Haven't even found map point GODSENT, so still some work to do here.
Boost up they go. Disco along with the AWP. And it's a twist. JW, meanwhile, with the other AWP on the other side, is looking to try and get a position back toward the boost. Excuse me, I was going to say the drop. Tense it may be. They'll fall back and some side to the sites where Freddy looks to throw a smoke toward Highway. In fact, take that back. It goes backside red. Crims isn't going to have a rotation position because he's locked in on 7 HP. Great find through the doorway. There's still GODSENT. Gets a kill back, having lost Dennis, and swinging out his Disco. He'll smoke behind himself so that he can put his attention, inside of the site. His twist takes down Flush. That will encourage him faster to swing out from Highway. Just one more to find toward the truck. Not aggressively will they pursue. They'll actually sit back and wait for Golden to peek in. Twist misses the shot. Thankfully, the pillar's in position to keep him alive as Disco finds the kill instead. It's all down to Lekro. He backs away. GODSENT, map point yet again.
There we go. Managing to put it off. GODSENT homing in on the 2-0 here. After losing that first frag on the form of Dennis as well, you thought, okay, well, this could be a serious chance for Fnatic to go all the way for the reverse sweep, but it looks like GODSENT could just do this. I'll have their money here while we've got a bit of a loo. It will be, Flush only getting around $1,500. Same story for Golden as well. They do save an AWP. They can get 2 M4s around this, or maybe 3 Famuses. See which way they're inclined. JW and Crims, I thought they'd take a pause here, but apparently not. It's going all in. Oh, they're going for, okay, I like that. So Crims, instead of getting the M4 out and the utility, he's gone for the double AWP, 2 CZs and an M4. It's a big play.
It's a bold play, Cotton, but will it work?
Bit of dodgeball for you there.
It's Crims that's actually got twist back. JW stepping up. JW's bomb down beside him as well, so pushing through, this is wise. Flusha does even better pushing through with a CZ75. Guns, not quite the strength for Fnatic, but aggression certainly is. Schneider gets one back, but watch the mid push. We saw it happening just as we snapped away. It's JW that's going to get in behind them with an M4, and Dennis isn't going to be ready for this at all, especially as he's pre-scoped, or was. Yeah. That's easily enough accomplished by JW. Knows he's just fired a shot. Round is going to be done. We're going to go 15-10. And this is why they wanted to avoid the overtime point previously. This is a reset of 3 rounds. Just going to leave no money at all. Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say no money at all. Just going to leave little money. GODSENT, Schneider, Disco could both force. Freddy could as well, but do they need to? Do they want to? Because that's going to weaken them down the road.
Depends if Schneider saves his weapon. If he can fight at the AWP and save that, that'd be something. But there it is. Spots it. So it's almost certainly going to be double digits now for Schneider, but he's seeing what he can do with this. Ooh, chance for a kill, but Golden beats him to the punch. Double digits, there it is for Fnatic, and they do reset the GODSENT boys here. No one's saving anything, so they will be forcing for what I can see. Dennis is just straight in there with the UMP. AK's coming out as well. They want to end this right here, right now. They do the double AWP setup as that, man. So once you know that's established, you can go for more set pieces here. Maybe just go towards B and drop all the smokes and molotovs and block out those AWPers and make the retake very difficult indeed Looks like that might actually be happening. All 5 players towards this area. Could just go straight up rush and make me look foolish, but I would say at this point, set piece is where I'd be going if I'm the in-game leader. Flash though from Necro. Nice shot as well. Dances in the flames, but doesn't get away with it. Doesn't look like it. It's Golden to hold them off, and JW backing him up as well. Fnatic should be able to hold this one off quite nicely indeed.
Well done.
And they will, for sure. And this could be overtime now, as the money is now completely destroyed for the GODSENT side.
You might even say it's in disarray.
Yes, sometimes say that.
You say many things, Hank. You're an inspiration to us all.
An icon.
No, Hugh Hefner was an icon. You are not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Keep working, young lad. You'll be there someday.
Yeah, I hope when I finally pop my clogs, people remember me like that. Fondly.
I will remember you.
I think he can celebrate his life.
I will remember you. Run boost for Twist. Get by and works. That's pretty sweet. AWP picked up. They know Golden's in the site. And Twist, as a result of it, gets the kill back on Golden, despite that he found 2 of his teammates. They open up a site in a rather spectacular fashion.
He can close this out right here, right now. Twist with the AWP. Bomb planted as well. He gets 1 more kill towards heaven. He knows he has to hunt for it. He could be... Oh, that's the shot that had to hit, but I think now Fnatic will be able to retake this.
He's going to get aggressive again, though, because he knows he has to. It's the top of the good-os, as you called them. He won't be able to do anything of it, so down goes the AWP. Disco has at least picked up an M4 crossfire set. He has to be fully ready behind the quad position. He's gotten 2 kills. He's gotten it down to a 1-on-1. Schneider only has the pistol. Smoke is out. He's going to try and run in. Flusha can't find him. That's going to buy more time, but he's on it this time with the kid. More time, not enough, because Schneider gets close. It starts with a run boost. It ends 2-0 for GODSENT.
It's the eco rush towards B, pushing through the smoke and the flashbang. It's Twist with the PZ50. Takes down the AWP. Like I said, if he gets that in his hand, things can get very scary indeed. GODSENT do win out 2-0 against Fnatic. That's certainly a surprise. I don't think anyone coming into this one tonight would have said GODSENT will be the victors in this one. Fnatic are currently #1 in Pro League, looking to get better and better. Tactically and skill-based as well. They're looking like a really strong unit right now. And GODSENT, I don't think anyone said that about them for a while. But for now, Matthew, that's all from us. We'll throw it over to the boys at the analyst desk.
Thank God.
Thank GODSENT, Matt, because they're going to got a 2-0. They needed it as well. Fnatic are going to be not necessarily the happiest bunnies in the box, but a 0-2 isn't going to be the bitterest pill to swallow. They do still stand at the top of the table, albeit for now. 11 wins under their belt for now. Now, I'm joined by Yanko and Chad to talk through how this came to be. Not only was the first, but the second as well. Both of our analysts had eyes on Fnatic, at least to bounce back on the second map. Not to be, Yanko, as we venture into cash.
Well, this time around, it was a better performance from Fnatic, despite the scoreline of being worse than Mirage, but it's a matter of starting 10-0, basically. I mean, 5-0 down in the first half, 5-0 down in the second half, losing both pistols, gun rounds, no force buys going their way. And for a team like GODSENT, that's what they need. That's one of their win conditions, and they got it.
And then to lose to an eco on that last round, it's basically kicking the teeth there. But that's huge for GODSENT. I think that puts them up in the top 6 now. You know, and we're talking about the run that these guys have for the rest of the season. To take Fnatic down in a 2-0 or winning both best of ones, that's a very big achievement for them. And I think, you know, that makes the question mark about which Swedish team is best even harder to find. With if GODSENT can show that form on more of a regular basis, if they can approach the game in that manner, they're very versatile. I'm sitting there in the back trying to, you know, see who's holding where on their CT sides to get a grasp for how they actually want to approach. And every round they're doing something different. You know, they're doing mid control on the CT side. Freddy's pushing Squeaky. Twist is AWPing here, there, and everywhere. They kept a lot of versatility on that CT side, and that's very difficult to deal with because once you're being poked and prodded on the T side and you're losing players in your default holds, or if you're trying to set up for an execute and someone dies, your plan has to change. And the mid round calls are something which is still a bit wishy-washy for the Fnatic squad, I think. Yeah,
and I am just staring at their standing because you piqued my interest when you said that they'd be at the top of the table.
Top 6, right?
Yeah, top of the. I mean, they are going to be sitting at what will now be 6 to 8. However, they are one of 2 teams who is going to be there with 8 losses. They've played a lot more games than other people, so things are going to be moving around a lot for GODSENT.
Of course, but I think like they are in a very good spot considering what we expected. I think both you and I put them at like the bottom 3, you know, to fight for survival. Them, Hellraisers, LDLC and Heroic are probably the bottom 4 you would expect. But yeah, great performance for GODSENT. And even when they were at their lowest lows, CT-sided aggression, especially on cash, was something they could still execute properly. And that, in addition to the good starts we already mentioned, was enough for them to take this game.
Yeah, I mean, if you kind of cast your eyes over the scoreboard as well, in the previous map, we talked about about Freddie B. On this one, no different. 24 frags for him, top of the scoreboard across both maps. So, I mean, for the newer player, new addition, that's the start.
And if anything, that was something Fnatic was lacking, right? A bit more firepower or a better individual performance from some of the guys. I mean, Crims, again, had an amazing map, especially when in the first half. He got over 20 kills in just the first half. But you could see it, you know, when they... even how they started, they had a cool idea for the pistol round on the T side, you know, smoke off highway and then go for the B split through connector. But they had 3 players going mid and they just couldn't get the kills on Freddy in connector and on Twist in sandbags. So you could see that they have good ideas and the signs are there, but they just lacked execution in this particular game.
Okay. Anything to add to that pile in terms of outlook? I mean, Fnatic, that's probably the worst you've seen from them in the Pro League so far, Chad.
Yeah, they've had some like closer results, you know, where it's like, oh, they look competitive, but then they weren't able to close. Here, it just looked like they weren't able to get their footing in the game, especially that first half when it was only Crims getting kills, right? He was the one doing a lot of impact while everybody else was just really just sluggish.
Sluggish Fnatic. Couldn't get out of the starting gates. Yanko, closing thoughts?
I think it also shows, you know, they're very much mortal. Despite their score in the Pro League being very, very good, they're not really that dominant of a side. So even for them, yes, they have in a very good spot, but even for them, the playoff spot is not guaranteed just yet.
No guarantees. You talk about dominant teams. Who better than mentioning none other than FaZe? That's our next team. You get to see them in action back online after an offline performance at New York like no other. They are the team to fear, and it's going to be the Ninjas quaking in their ninja boots. Coming up after the break, not only do we have that series, we also have a brand new Crosshair for you to enjoy in-game.